Hello everyone, so today's rant is going to be about adult bullying. Now, bullying in general is very cruel and very mean. It impacts your life not only in that instant that you're being bullied, but it has long-term effects as well. I found a few instances of classifications of adult bullying from this bullying statistics website, which I will link in the description below. And there are 5 different categories of bullying. There's narcissistic adult bully, which is this type of adult bully is self-centered and does not share empathy with others. Additionally, there's little anxiety about consequences. He or she seems to feel good about him or herself, but in reality has a brittle narcissism that requires putting others down. This is a very common characteristic in bullies, is that they put people down in order to feel good. It's kind of common sense in their mind. They say, well, I'm feeling like crap, so I'm going to make somebody else feel like crap, so that makes me feel better about myself. Next is impulsive adult bully. Adult bullies in this category are more spontaneous and plan their bullying out less. Even if consequences are likely, this adult bully has a hard time restraining his or her behavior. In some cases, this type of bullying may be unintentional, resulting in periods of stress or when the bully is actually upset or concerned about something unconnected with the victim. This is when a bully actually has empathy. That they bully people because they do it impulsively. They have sort of a method, or they already have this idea in their head that they are going to bully these types of people rather than others because they are more weaker, or they show signs of insecurity, so they're more easier to pick on. But after they bully them for however long, they didn't feel like crap. Because that's what normal people should feel. If you bully somebody, you will feel like crap later on. Physical bully. While adult bullying rarely turns into physical confrontation, there are, nonetheless, bullies that use physicality. In some cases, the adult bully may not actually physically harm the victim, but may use the threat of harm or physical domination through looming. Additionally, a physical bully may damage or steal a person's property, rather than physically confronting the victim. This is more fear-based. They threaten the victim psychologically and mentally, that the victim will then live in fear. So whenever they see that person, they will make a wide berth. They won't make eye contact. They will try to get away from that person. As soon as they see him, they'll start to run the other way. They will not attend classes. If they're in the same classroom with that bully, they could then take it to the next extreme and drop out of school entirely for fear of seeing that bully, knowing that they may try to intimidate them, and the list goes on and on. Verbal adult bully. Words can be quite damaging, as we all know. Adult bullies who use this type of tactic may start rumors about the victim, or use sarcastic or demeaning language to dominate or humiliate another person. This subtle type of bullying also has the advantage to the bully of being difficult to document. However, the emotional and psychological impacts of verbal bullying can be felt quite keenly and can result in reduced job performance and even depression. This is very common with employees and their employers or their bosses or the senior management. When your senior manager gets peed off at you and starts screaming at you saying, "You're nothing, you're stupid, you don't know how to do your job right, you can't even push papers correctly," and so on and so forth, that slowly gets into your head and slowly diminishes any confidence that you've gained or you've already possessed into nothingness. And then you then decide, you know what, I can't do my job. I'm just gonna, retire or work at a different place from now on because I just can't take it anymore. Or they'll then go to the last resort and actually commit suicide. Secondary adult bully. This is someone who does not initiate the bully but joins in so that he or she does not actually become a victim down the road. Secondary bullies may feel bad about what they're doing but are more concerned about protecting themselves. These people see that me, myself, and I is more beneficial to make sure that it's perfect sunshine rainbows and kind of do the whole bystander effect when they see somebody else being bullied. Instead of helping them, they will join in. Slightly different than the bystander effect, where people will not even help the person, but for bullying, it's very close. Because yes, they're not helping the person, they are also adding to the problem. They are joining in on the bullying, and most often because they don't want to be bullied. Future, as it says, they will then bully the person even worse than the original bully. Workplace bullying can make life quite miserable and difficult. Supervisors should be made aware of adult bullies, since they can disrupt productivity, create a hostile work environment, opening the company to the risk of a lawsuit, which happens a lot, and reduce morale. This is a quote from LifeHacker. As adults, many bullies are in a position of power over their victims. I've often seen adult bullies who are in a supervisory position at work. The power differential often serves to fuel their bullying behavior because they may feel that their weaker subordinates are truly powerless to do nothing. Another quote from LifeAfterAdultBullying. If you have ever been or are being bullied and feel that there must be something you can do, from that moment on, you are taking control back from others, and you are no longer a target. Now begins your quote-unquote life after adult bullying. Now, why am I doing this rant? I'm doing this rant because I was bullied a lot during high school, during, elementary school, middle school, and so on. Like everybody's going to be bullied at least sometime in their life. There are people out there who want to bully you, who want to make your life a living hell, who want to destroy any type of self-motivation you have in yourself to achieve anything you want. They want to destroy it and they want to burn it to the ground. I was bullied to the point where I had to get a restraining order on this individual because he would constantly come to my house, he would constantly call me on the phone, he would constantly find me on Xbox Live Chat, he would constantly email me, he would constantly harass me at school to the point where I had severe depression. To the point where I wanted to go into the school bathroom and kill myself. I wanted to shoot myself in the face. That's what I wanted to do. I got a restraining order on him so he could not go within 10 feet of me. Ever. Yes, I got a lifetime restraining order because it was so bad. It was horrible. And yes, I'm still dealing with the effects. And I will continue to deal with the effects because adult bullying has life-changing problems. It changes your entire outlook on life. Adult bullying is something to be talked about. We talk a lot about childhood bullying and more recently elderly abuse or elderly bullying. But we also have to consider adult bullying as well. Those other categories of bullies are perfectly acceptable to discuss. However, adult bullying is not necessarily talked about in depth because we are told by society that we must, solve it for ourselves. That we cannot go to somebody and talk about it because that makes us weak. That makes us not a man or not a woman, or we are not in control of our emotional state. We are going insane. We are losing our sanity, our livelihood, everything. And that's why I wanted to bring this up with you today. It's that adult bullying, with the 5 different characteristics of adult bullying that you will find in your workplace, wherever you work, or if you work right now, I bet you can name me one of the 5 categories of somebody who exhibits this type of characteristic. These 5 characteristics are across the board. These are psychological signals that should be blowing up in your head when you see somebody exhibiting these type of signs. Again, this is my rant on adult bullying. I've been bullied a lot. I've also, surrounded myself with people who want the very best for me. And that's my advice I can give to you. Surround yourself with people that want you to succeed. Sorry for that. That want you to succeed no matter what. That they don't put you down. They bring you up. They bring you up to heights you never even considered. That's friendship. And that's what you truly need in the end.